Okay, our next project, which orthographic views, including one auxiliary view is given here, very similar to the previous one. Let's begin a new file in SolidWorks. And our goal is to, from the given information, we create this model. So we will begin a new file, path, and we select English units for that. Make sure that IPS is selected. All the measurements are in inches. So let's begin creating the base. I will begin that with a frontal plane, and that would be normal to the front. We start with center rectangle option would be more efficient way to do this. Begin snapping to the origin and creating this with the dimension given as 4 inches, I believe, with 2 we are creating on the front plane, and depth of 3. So we will begin this rectangle with 4 by ½ inch. And add in 0.5 for the height. And as you see, fully defined sketch we have now. Switch to the feature and extrude boss, and depth is 3. And check mark to finish this process. Before we finish this, probably is the best to go to mid-plane rather than going one direction. You go both directions. Now we have the plane exactly in the middle. The next, you could add fillets to all corners or round. So we select the fillet option and select all the edges, and make sure your partial preview or full preview is selected. So you have, as you're typing or selecting, you're seeing the preview. And then notice that my radius is not changed yet. So I'm going to change the radius to with given radius, which is 0.5. All corners are 0.5 ½ inches. And then let's go to 0.5 to type on the radius section. And continue selecting the other corners. Make sure the edge is selected on all the edges and check mark. So we have all the corners are selected. The next step, maybe you want to add all these holes. Perhaps that would be next choice to do these. These holes are, as you see here, 4 diameter of 0.66 through all. Diameter of counterbore symbol, as you see here, is 0.438, and depth is 0.25. So these are not just simple holes, they are counterbore holes. So SolidWorks provides a tool for that, makes our work much easier. Let's go to create that hole wizard and select the counterbore hole. Make sure that you're selecting the right hole type first under this type selections. So is this a counterbore? If you hold your mouse just a few seconds, it would display the tooltip. You can see this counterbore, and then you select all the information as given. This may need to customize sizes, may not be included those sizes as you see on this assignment. They are not sizes that we normally would be on the list. We have 0.266 for the hole size and 0.438 for the counterbore hole size, and depth of the counterbore is 0.25. Just having those numbers to type exactly, we can go to this tab to type the area. But before we do that, we need to make sure that these are the custom size, and we need to check that so we can have the sizes as you notice here. And we're going to say this is show custom sizing by check mark on this box next to show custom sizing. And now you will see that the illustration shows here the first number is showing the hole size, which we have 0.266. The next one is the counterbore size. You type 0.438. And the depth of the counterbore is 0.25, 0.25 quarter inch. And the hole goes all the way through, which is selected already, and the condition is through all. And now we locate those positions, switch the position tab, and define the face that you want to create with. And notice that is waiting for me to decide where do I want to have center of this counterbore. So make sure basically just touch that arc to get the center point of that arc, because they are concentric holes. So there, in other words, the center of this counterbore hole is the same as the center of the arc. So once you see that center mark option, so select them, left click, and again, just not selecting the arc, but just highlighting, and then this gives me the center, and select the center, and repeat this for all 4 corners. Once you finish, check mark to end that whole process. And you notice the holes are gone all the way through, and we have created the counterbore hole. As you see, it's a counterbore hole. Okay, on the next portion of this video, I will show you how to create new reference plane to complete the other side.